YouTube. It is your favorite gamer here, above average Cody, and I've been trying to think of a good way to word our overall experience from the Open 1 online qualifiers for HCS Season 2, and really just don't know how to put it to you guys. I hate to say that we're happy, or I'm happy with the performance that we had as a squad, but I don't want to say we walked away with nothing. I mean, I thought we were going to win a map, at least one map. In regards to that, we did walk away with nothing, but we did walk away with a lot of other things, a lot of takeaways, a lot of what we can work on, where we should go on maps, and like all that type of stuff, guys. So we're going to run down how we did on Saturday for you guys, because I know a lot of you were curious. A lot of you might not have watched the live stream. A lot of you may have missed it, which it is still up on the channel, but I'm going to give you guys the quick little rundown of how our overall experience went. And first off, guys, we played a much better team in the first round. I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work with the seeding and everything, but the squad we played was just leagues ahead of us. You can tell they have been just playing together for a long time. Fabulous teamwork. They absolutely smoked us. In the background here, you can see we're in the absolute spawn blender on CTF Empyrean. But neither here nor there. So we were off to like an interesting start, right? We went live like 2 hours before. We were feeling good in warm up, everything like that. And then we match against this team, right? Start inviting them. I invite like 2 of them, and then the one that gamer tags that are easier to type in, because that's just the way to go on Face It. Nobody joins, nothing. So I sent an invite to the 3rd person. They finally join, and they're all joining and things like that. And you guys know me. I've played a lot of Call of Duty in my day, a lot of Call of Duty game battles, things like that. The players get in the lobby, and one of their gamer tags does not match the gamer tag that it says on Face It. So I'm like, do we just play it? Do we like say something to the admin? I don't know what to do, guys. I have not had this issue yet. The players on the other team tried to tell us that Face It does not update if you change your gamer tag, which did end up being the case, but I like contacted the admin. You know, I had to ask them because I just wanted to be sure, guys. You know, again, we're not experienced in this. We haven't done a lot of online opens, and people normally don't change their gamer tags too often in this space, at least from my experience. But yeah, so it ended up, I looked silly. We had to just play it anyways, and basically wasted 10 to 15 minutes talking about this guy's gamer tag, which was no issue at all. But shout out to the admin for clearing that up. So we were already off to a horrible start. At some point, they were shooting my bodies in this game too. We got 5-0 on CTF Empyrean, as you're seeing in the background gameplay here. Absolutely destroyed. Their teamwork was phenomenal. We ended up watching this from their POV, and just the setup they had, the plan they ran, and the discipline they had on spawns was just very impressive. We took so much away from it. We're actually going to be VOD reviewing this entire first series from the enemy's POV, just so I can kind of show you guys what elite teams that are competing are doing on these maps and modes, and just how disciplined they are, how they're shooting the same target, and just we were very impressed. So we got 5-0 on CTF. Second up, we had Slayer on Aquarius, which you are correct, guys. Those are literally my 2 worst maps and the ones I always get smoked on. So it was a rough start, to say the least. We got absolutely staked here. Getting a little bit defeated. You can see we're going 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. But again, when you're playing a team that is as composed and as on the same page as a team like this, let alone a pro team, guys, you are no longer running around having fun in ranked. If you do not have a way to get around the setups, a way to break out of these spawn traps, you just get absolutely blended like you would not believe, guys. Like you have not been in a situation like this unless you've played against like a team that has just absolutely been through the trenches together. And I mean, I don't know how long this team has truly been together, but it's safe to assume that they've got a decent amount of chemistry, and if they don't, they have worked on strats enough and understand each other enough where they know what they need to do against teams like us. But this team was just way out of our league, guys. We got absolutely staked. I'm not sure how many kills we ended up with on this Slayer. We finished 14 to 50. 14 to 50. So here you go. Down 0-2 now against this team. They would obviously go on to 3-0 us, guys. Just a much better team. And then for the final map, it was Stronghold Streets. The only real thing we showed here was I think at one point we had them 3 down or 4 down, but they just spawned up and locked back into their strat so quickly that they just had us in an absolute blender. Literally not much to talk about on this one, guys. Again, a better team. We went in with 0 expectations. We kind of expected to be playing somebody much better than us. But just seeing how we stacked up against them was, I guess, disappointing to an extent. But again, I don't think there was anything that happened that we were necessarily shocked by or surprised with. Just a much better team, much better teamwork, much more experienced on the game, and just that's all there was to it. Now, the second team we played was a little bit more our speed, at least skill-wise. We definitely showed some signs of competition, I guess you could say. But they definitely beat us. They did 3-0 us. We walked away from this experience with no map wins. But we did give them a run for their money at some points here. First, it was King of the Hill. I don't exactly remember how this one went down. We did go up on the first hill, so we were up 1-0. Part of me wants to say we got the second hill as well. But again, like I said, we were much more competitive with this team. Again, they were better than us, but we were able to get into the setups that we were comfortable with at certain points. Some things would happen, and then we'd kind of break down. The comms would kind of go quiet, which obviously that can never happen. But in a situation like this, you know, it's not necessarily high stakes, but for us, this was our first experience in a tournament like this, in an atmosphere like this, and just playing teams with like locked in setups. And I'm not going to come out with like excuses, guys, but literally we decided to lock in this team like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we've only practiced when we are able to. Obviously, we all work. We all have things going on. And then also, we had a sub. We did not have Goose with us. Here we go. The horrible time that I stuck Brent. Unfortunate. A big drive, nail driven into the morale there. But so we go on to get beat in that King of the Hill. And then finally, next up, we had an Empyrean Slayer, which this one actually ended up being really close. Here we have 16-15. 24-25, and we just gradually like keep giving them like the runs they needed. They were just much more efficient with the trade outs, and then when it was time to pull away, they just pulled away. It's simple as that. But as you can see, 42-46, this was a very close Slayer. It appears we lost 45-50. So we literally lost by 5. Super close map. Especially on Empyrean, a map that traditionally we're not very good on for Slayer. So we kind of impressed ourselves with that. And then finally, we go to an Aquarius CTF, which this one, we were just kind of worn down, you know. I mean, the comms got really low on this one. I don't want to say morale was down, but we were kind of just like, you know, let's get this over with, because to lose by 5 on Slayer against a team that we felt like we probably could have squared up with a little bit better, it was just kind of like, all right, just hand us our 0-3 loss, which was kind of tough. But all in all, we got a lot of great things to take away from this. It was a fun experience, of course. I mean, I did a couple opens last year. We obviously didn't win any maps last year because my, oh my. If I thought I was good this year, I was terrible last year. But I at least had some experience and knew semi what to expect against these higher teams. But the other 3 had never done this before, so overall a very new team. But now that we have one under our belt, we very much know better what to expect, how we should be working, how we should be playing as a team, how disciplined we need to be if we want to ever come close to beating teams like this. And it's just, there's a lot that we are going to have to do taking steps forward. But once you experience it, you know, we took the L's on the chin. There's not much to say about that, but there was a lot of constructive things to say about it. There's a lot of VOD to review and just so much to learn from the teams we played and the experiences that we had. That, again, I did not want to say we walked away with nothing, because we walked around with just a boatload of knowledge, not only in the gameplay that happened, but now we better know what we need to look like to come close to being ready for beating these teams. So, yeah, again, I don't want to say we're happy with how it went, but I can't say we're disappointed with the experience, because, again, we went in expecting, I'd say, pretty much nothing. It went pretty much how I think we expected it to, minus maybe we thought we were going to get a map or two. But the goal is still to win a map set at one of these opens. We're still down to keep grinding. If we were going to give up on the first step of the journey, we wouldn't be much of a serious team now. So we're going to keep going. It's onward. The practice starts pretty much now. I mean, it never ended, but now we have a better idea on the trajectory we have to be going on if we're ever going to come close to winning a map or a map set in any of these open tourneys. But alrighty, guys, that's how it went. We did not win a single map. I think we all went negative every single map. We got greased. We took the L's on the chin. But most importantly, it's a learning experience, guys. We get absolutely obliterated, and we get back up and keep going. That's how we're going to become better players. And like I said, it was a massive learning experience. It's going to be fun doing the VOD review for videos for you guys. Again, we're going to be going over the map set against this team we played first later this week, so be on the lookout for that. We might pull some up on the live stream too if you guys are interested in seeing that. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. We literally live stream ranked 5 times a week. We're doing a ton of practice because obviously we're doing the opens, and tons of tips and tricks videos, VOD review, you name it, guys. Hit that sub button. Leave a like on the video as well. It helps out ever so much. Leave a comment, guys. Try to keep it positive. You know, I know we got greased. I know we're playing out of our league. I know we didn't play the best. So all of the comments like that, or you're just wasting your time if you want to comment that. But hey, it helps out the algorithm. So comment whatever you'd like. Other than that, guys, channel membership, super thanks. If you'd like support monetarily, it does help out ever so much. But please do not feel like you have to. But alrighty, guys, thank you so much for all the support lately. You guys are awesome. Even though we got demolished, the chats were so positive, and you guys really do keep us going and help us want to get better along this journey. But alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for all the support. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next one.